What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Couple Things.
With Shawn and Andrew.
A podcast all about couples.
And
the things they go through.
That's right.
Wow.
We've been waiting since the day we launched this show to have this interview with a couple that we might have the most fun with.
Yes. We call them family. I have known Mark since I was 16 years old.
14 or 15 years you've known him?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were talking about Mark Ballas and BC Jean, or BC Ballas. They are some of our closest friends. They are incredibly talented. Mark has won 3 seasons of Dancing with the Stars.
Yes. One of the seasons that Mark won on Dancing with the Stars was with our very own Miss Shawn. And
when I was 16 years old.
What was that, season 8?
Season 8.
Mark actually gets into which of the people he's won with is the best dancer. Was it Shawn? Was it Charlie?
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. But that would be crazy.
That would be crazy. I was like, no, he doesn't.
Anyway, we do talk a little bit Dancing with the Stars, and it's fun.
He's now a very successful artist, musician with his wife, BC.
Yes.
BC is a boss.
Yes.
Singer, songwriter. She wrote If I Were a Boy, Casual.
Everybody knows that song.
Everybody knows
that song. She wrote it.
And now they are expecting their first baby any second.
I cannot wait for them to be parents.
I know.
We love Mark and BC. Every time we get to see them, it's a good time. And they are so very unique and so very fun. So we hope that that shows through in this interview. Mark and BC, thank you for joining us. They also just came out with a new song, which is why they agreed to do this interview. Thank goodness. Mm-hmm. It's called Rainbow. Actually, by the time this podcast is released, I think they'll have another one called So Small.
Which is amazing.
Their band, Alexander Jean, is fantastic, though. One of my favorite songs of theirs is Roses and Violets. We'll link all this down below, as well as links to their social handles. Anyway, Mark, BC, appreciate the time. Without further ado, here's the interview. Okay, this is all just a master plan. We actually don't have an interview. We're just going to hang out for an hour.
Yeah.
So. Guys, we got you.
So you guys have a baby coming any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally any day.
I know. We're so excited.
We're getting
Before
close,
we go into like the history, how are you guys feeling about having a baby any second?
I'm good. Like emotionally ready. Logistically almost ready.
Almost ready.
You know, like the crib should arrive at some point, but we, things like that.
Well, we don't need that for the first couple months, right?
That's
No.
it.
Yes, you need a crib.
Yes.
No, they have a bassinet. They have a bassinet.
Oh, my bad.
They're
bad.
fine.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, yeah,
No, please.
we have the essentials, I think. We have the bassinet. Was it the Halo?
Uh-huh.
It's just really cute. We set that up the other day. We've got our
The diapers.
got all the diapers.
Great.
Got our
Birth
blankets,
cloths.
birth cloths. Our changing station's arriving today.
Oh.
And then we have the Nuna thing that's really sweet.
Wow.
And the Duna car seat, that thing rips.
This is not an ad. No one gave us any free shit. So this is not an ad.
It's really cool. Like I didn't realize that it would go in with the wheels, so I found that quite entertaining.
Bro, it's a
Mark
game changer.
installed the car seat all by himself. I was very proud.
YouTube tutorial.
He did it.
The Duna base has the green and red, which is a game changer.
Yeah, we FaceTimed with
Clutch.
Shawn.
Yeah.
We're like, is this supposed to do that?
Just wait when you fly and go through the airport. The Duna is going to be a lifesaver. Anyway,
It
enough
is.
about Duna until they do an ad with us.
So we're swapped.
Where'd you guys get your slate of products? Who's mentoring you in
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
I'll let you take that.
Yeah, I've done a lot of reading and a lot of asking of friends, and that's basically what I did for most of this pregnancy was create a registry that was simple and effective.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm curious, when you found out you were pregnant,
Yeah.
what were all of the emotions involved?
I was excited. First I think I was like, wait, should I be having a period right now? It was like one of those things. It wasn't planned. We definitely were like open to having a baby and wanted to have a baby, but it wasn't something that we must do it at this time when I'm ovulating. We weren't on a schedule that way. We just
we know you guys aren't much schedule people. so it's fine. It's fine.
You what?
We know you guys aren't scheduled people, so we get it.
Schedule people. No, exactly. That's true.
Well,
The
you
laughing.
definitely are a scheduled person.
Oh, you just want me to you want to be on that side.
But no, we were thrilled. We were super thrilled.
I did a little test, and Hendrix was with me, and Mark was, I think, at the gym.
I was at the gym.
I, of course, wanted to do this like elaborate way of telling him, like, I've had all these ideas for years. Like, how will I tell Mark when we're pregnant? Like, what will I do? I'll make this like big dramatic thing, and I don't know, make him a dinner with a bunch of baby carrots or something. I don't know.
It was perfect.
And he just walked in, and I actually already had a bandana for Hendrix for when this day happened, because I'm prepared like that in odd ways. And it said Big Brother. So I tied it around Hendrix's neck. I was like, let's go tell Daddy, like right now. And and that's it. It was just a sweet little moment.
It was an awesome moment. And like I didn't like
Mark's wearing tights.
It took me a second to clock it. You know, he came in and he had this new bandana. I was like, oh, you got a new bandana? And then when I read it, I was like, oh. So it was perfect. It was a perfect moment.
If you don't mind me asking, what were you doing at the gym, Mark? It probably wasn't lifting, if I know you.
But... I think it was chest day. I was getting the incline going.
Oh man. I
can't
wait to see.
She filmed the whole thing. I think we posted it about a few months ago, but I still had my like tights on, like I had like, you know, those compression tights.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you couldn't have waited.
You could have waited until I changed.
I like the tights.
I like the tights too. They're comfy.
Papa Mark is gonna be such a good dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's like such a feeler. I feel like your dad, from the conversations I've had with him, is like in a similar way. And obviously I didn't grow up in your household, but he seems very nurturing and like caring. And
he was always fun and a good time. And
like a big kid.
Yeah. I mean, we're really close. We talk a lot. We FaceTime all the time. He checks in all the time. He we're buddies. So yeah, I'm excited to just to jump on this adventure. Like, you guys are so like far into the adventure. Drew just turned 4, right? Did I read that correctly?
Yesterday, we have a 4-year-old.
What? How did that happen?
Oh my goodness. Dude. Yeah.
She's ready for prom too. She's like, she's so wise.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
We got dressed for school today, and she was like, Mama, I want the bun where you wrap it around with the bow on top. I want the glittery boots, but with the blue socks. And I was like, wow, this is a whole thing. We're like going, yeah.
I love that.
She's ready.
Well, thank you for sharing the announcement process and how that went. But I know that it wasn't an easy road to get here. You came out with a song called Rainbow. And could you tell us the origins of that song?
Yeah, we got pregnant last year around summertime.
Yeah.
And it was right before Mark started Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
And so we were really excited. It wasn't a planned thing. We thought, oh wow, this is meant to happen. And then, a few weeks in, like 10 weeks in, we found out that we didn't have a heartbeat. And it was like the week when we found, I think we were going to hear the heartbeat for the first time, that kind of thing. So it was heavy and shocking and sad. But I also had a weird woman's intuition, like right before we went in. And I just remember looking at Mark. I'm like, hey, just remember everything happens for a reason. And he was like starting to film the appointment, and we were excited to hear the heartbeat. And I looked at him. I'm like, I just like knew.
Yeah, she had a gut feeling, I think,
And yeah, I'll let you.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like experience. Like, I've been through some things, like we all have, right? We've all had our things in our lives, but that was different. That was like a unique type of I don't know, sadness or like feeling.
Loss.
Like, so it was a challenge. And obviously, like, I was in the middle of this show at the time, so we had to,
the show must go on.
We had to keep it moving, because we all have a job to do, but at the same, in our private time, we were being there for each other, and having to go through that was quite I don't know, it was a bonding experience.
Yeah.
And
so we wrote a song
yeah,
based upon that experience, which
didn't come for a few months later, once we were ready to kind of put it down on paper, but
yeah, just kind of happened naturally, and we let the lyrics come as they came. It wasn't like a sit down and just write it experience. We definitely started it and then went through the grieving process some more and then came back to it, and I feel like we finished it months later.
Yeah, it was. We kind of had some ideas going around, and it kind of, I think, started as a journal entry almost, you know, and just kind of us talking through it and being there for each other. And
it was cathartic.
Yeah. Like at one point, we're like, I don't know, like maybe this one's just for us, you know? But
it's interesting when when you go through something like this, how you can feel like kind of alone, but then you realize how common it is and how many people have experienced it. And then you get to talking to people, and it's crazy. And you then kind of find community in that. And,
Yeah, our family and close friends, and you guys, we consider obviously close friends and family, were really showed up for us, and we're there, and we're
for the people that knew.
Yeah. For the people that knew. Yeah. Cause we didn't tell many. And it was interesting to see how many close friends and family had a similar experience or had been through the same thing. And, it was interesting to learn how common it is, so, yeah.
Nobody really prepares you for it. I remember when it happened to us, that was the first thing the doctor said is like, this is really common. It's really normal, but your mind goes blank because it's devastating. And I remember Andrew and I, we had a decently hard time getting through it. It like affected our marriage. It affected our conversations. I was instantly ready to go again. I was like, in my mind, I've switched on to being a mom. Let's do this. And he was like, let's take a break. Like, this is still very heavy. How did you guys like navigate going past that? Were you ready to jump back in, both on the same page? It's a hard thing to grieve.
Honestly, I have a weird way of coping with things. I easily can come up with jokes and move on. And of course, I go through my grieving process in my own way. But I think for other people's sake, I tend to be like, it's fine. It's no big deal. Like, this stuff happens. We're not special. I come up with all these phrases to make him feel better. Cause I feel like you are more of like a heart on your sleeve kind of person.
Yeah.
Where I'm more like, let's make a joke and move on, So I was like, want to go to the bar? I was there, like, let's just turn this off. I don't want to feel pain. And then as soon as I was alone, I turned on the radio and my Spotify like knew what I was going through and just chose all the mean songs to make me cry. And it was like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were just really there for each other. We both deal with things differently.
Yeah.
But we both know that about each other, not just pertaining to this, just like we know where to give each other space, where to give each other support. I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve a little bit more, but we had each other's backs. Like I know her so well. So it's like, I don't know, seeing how strong you were through the process, I think was quite amazing for me to witness, like just her strength and perseverance. And, it was an interesting time. And it was also like right in the peak. Like I was so busy at the time, so, but
you were like meant to literally go to rehearsal that day.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't do that. And I'm like, you have to go. Like, I'm fine. Like, you have to go. You have to be there for your partner. You have to the life goes on. Things happen for a reason. And we have to we'll have time to grieve. We'll have time to be together and go through this like for the rest of our lives,
Yeah. But we, I took the time that I needed to kind of gather my thoughts and my feelings, make sure, like, obviously my wife is my priority and making sure I was there for her in those moments, but then also having to be a part of, a machine of a show that's moving along. So we found time for each other during that. We support each other wholeheartedly. So I feel like we made it through. It was a challenge. It was a challenge, but we we got there. And now here we are. Here.
Yeah. See, because everything does happen for a reason, and that's the
100%.
only way that we can
100%.
look at it.
Yeah.
My immune system always gets depleted this time of year with cold and flu season and amped up travel plans. If you're a longtime listener here, you probably know we've been drinking AG1 for almost 4 years now. Wild. When I started drinking AG1 daily, I felt like my immune system was finally getting the support it needed, and that's because AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that supports your body's universal needs like gut optimization, stress management, and immune support. Since 2010, AG1 has led the future of foundational nutrition, continuously refining their formula to create a smarter, better way to elevate your baseline health. We really trust this company and have loved incorporating one scoop into our daily lives.
A lot of our friends have started drinking AG1, and they always tell us how much more energetic they feel and how they're finally getting the nutrients their bodies crave. It's wild how one drink a day, just one drink a day, can change your overall mood. Plus, since it supports your immune system, there's really no better time to start drinking it than right now. Every scoop of AG1 includes vitamin C and zinc to help support your immune health and completely replaces taking a multivitamin. It is such an easy way to make sure you're getting the vitamins your body needs this season.
AG1 is the supplement we trust to provide the support our bodies need daily, and that's why they've been a partner for so long. If you want to take ownership over your health, it starts with AG1.
Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase.
Go to drinkag1.com/couplethings.
That's drinkag1.com/couplethings. Check it out. Well, the song is great. The music video is beautiful, and Mark absolutely shreds the guitar.
Thanks.
Freaking shreds. Got the hair over his face. I was like, let's go.
Getting some hair action there at the end.
It's so good.
Yeah, we actually got lucky with that shoot. We were planning on going over to Malibu and getting a sunset shot, and we were a little late. And then the road was closed, and I was like, no, we can drive our Jeep. Let's find it. We were trying to like find an off-roading situation, and we just then it got dark, and I was like,
no, it got dark. I was like, we're not getting this at all. Like,
but so we found this like hill that definitely was not meant to be driven on, and I could tell that someone had gone off-roading up it. I'm like, well, we do have a Wrangler, like, let's put it in 4-wheel drive and see what this thing's made of. It was one of those situations. So we drove up there, kept our headlights on, and used that as lighting. And we shot it. We did the whole thing. In the ocean's behind us, but you can't see it.
Can't see it at all, yeah.
And then after we were pretty much done, the moon came out.
Full moon came out, and we were like, let's shoot it again.
We pivoted to the left, put that behind us, and then redid everything again. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Wow. How long you guys known each other? How'd you meet?
We met at a singer-songwriter night.
October 2012.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it was, I was there playing guitar for a friend. Actually, the week before I met BC, and a buddy of mine called me and said, hey, man, I'm playing this thing. Will you play for me? Are you busy this weekend? And I was like, no, I'm around. I'll do it. So I went and played, and he's also one of the best singers I've ever heard in my life. And to shock and surprise, he forgot all his lyrics, so I had to like cover him for a second.
What?
So after he forgot all his lyrics. He was just like singing vowel sounds, and
how often does that happen?
For one of the songs, like there was a big chunk of like lyrics missing.
What?
And it's the most beautiful vowel
He's never
sounds
done that before.
you've ever heard. He's like literally an incredible singer.
He probably made it sound like that's how the song was.
Wait.
But I started, he's like, yo, can you like
ad-libbing?
do something? So I started like ad-libbing on guitar. Anyway, afterwards, the host of the evening said, hey man, I really liked your playing. We do this all the time. We do this weekly. Do you want to come next week and play your own set? Like, do you do your own stuff? I was like, yeah, I'd love to. So the next week I came, it had doubled in size, and it was just kind of like a living room jam. They had GoPros up, they would stream it online, and the money went to charity. And it had completely grown in size. Like, I was like, oh, wow, this is like a lot busier than last week. And when I got there, BC was on stage. I was late, obviously, when I got there. So I got there and BC was on stage, but I couldn't see her. I could only hear her. And like, if you, like, imagine being in a living room, right? And the living room's packed and you're kind of in another room, or you're
there's not an actual stage.
Yeah, or you're outside on the patio, like people are socializing. and I could only hear her, which in LA is you know, it's rare. You're up there bearing your soul and no one's listening. Everyone's on their phone, they're talking, but this room was silent for her, you know. And I remember walking in and being like, yo, whoever that is, that's some pipes. I like that. I like that sound. And from the sound of her voice, like I think I was expecting, I don't know, like
What were you expecting?
I was expecting like this whiskey drinking rock and roller, like
Pretty much
road, like been on the road.
harsher looking.
No, just like
tattoos everywhere.
yeah, like I wasn't expecting this cute blonde, you know. And then I was up next. So when I came in, I saw her there. I was like, oh, wow, like she's beautiful. And then she was tearing down. And I was setting up.
Yeah, and then Mark gave lots of like hip movement and fast fingers and eye contact. Like, yeah, you better thrust those hips.
Well, I noticed she was sitting right in the front, so you know I was giving a little bit extra. And then after my set, I was with my cousin Sal at the time. You know Sal.
Oh
And
yeah.
he was like, I don't know anybody here. Let's go. I was like, no. Like I have to go speak to this girl. He was like, bro, let's go. And I was like, no. So
I was
went,
like, who's the younger guy with the attitude? He's like, let's get out of here.
so I went and sat next to her, and we just kind of started chatting. I told her, I loved her set. She loved mine as well. We exchanged numbers, and I was like, oh, I'd love to take you out sometime. And she was like, oh, I'd love to write a song with you. Like she gave me like the business hand, you know what I mean?
Whoa, slow down.
So yeah, and then
I did that for a while.
yeah, she gave me the hand for a minute, and then eventually
well, he like called and was like, let's go out. And I was like, he seems nice. I don't know if he's my type. I don't want to like hurt him. I'm not in the place. Like I was doing the whole like overthinking girl thing. And then he wanted to go to the movies, and I was like, no, that sounds like, what are you trying to do with the movies? I don't know you.
Watch a movie.
And then eventually I think you wrote me to go out on Halloween.
Yeah.
And then I told him I couldn't go. And then he saw my Instagram of me like definitely
full costume.
I was like, I'm not going out tonight. And then I posted me out.
But then eventually we linked up, and we went for
Taco Tuesday.
I remember she was like, yeah, we can meet for Taco Tuesday. I'll drive myself. You don't have to pick me up. I'll only stay an hour. I was like, okay.
Very strict rules to date me.
And then we were there for like 5 hours.
Yeah,
I remember after the first 2 hours, I was like, don't you have to go? She was like, oh, no, I'm good now. I was like,
oh, I just said
she
that.
Just needed an out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, here we are, it's 2023 now, and we got a bun in the oven.
Wow.
Wait, and then how long did you guys date before you got married?
We got married in 2016.
Yeah, so 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
How did Mark propose, BC? I feel like he's such a romantic that it's going to be an epic story.
So at the time we bought a home that we actually, long story, but we never moved into it.
Yeah.
And it was
a reoccurring thing.
I was a reoccurring theme. Bro. What is
it? We were supposed to have learned our lesson.
My God.
There was positive experience. We're going to use the positive experience.
We don't have to dive into that.
Yeah. No. So
Inside joke.
it was under.
Here,
Thank you. It was under construction, like crazy construction.
It was literally a construction site.
Yeah, it was inside though. We weren't outside. Yeah. And I was told by our then manager that Mark had an audition for something, and then at her house there was a meeting with some guy that wanted to meet me for this music thing.
I have to say, the reason I had set it up like that, because I knew that if she had showed up not dressed, she would have been pissed.
Yeah.
So I had to
I love being naked.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like if you had showed up in
in my sweats?
yeah, like in a tracksuit or sweatpants, like you would have been mad.
Yeah, probably.
So I had to make sure that she had a meeting.
Yeah.
I was at a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah.
The thing.
Carry on. Sorry.
And then as I was driving to our manager's house, which is near our new almost house, something was wrong with
the plumbing.
And so she called, she's like, you need to stop by. We'll make tea. I'll hold it. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I stopped by the house, and then as I walked to the front door, there's lyrics to our song, which was Magic by Coldplay. And the lyrics were on the front door. So then I knew, like, I was either getting proposed to or getting asked to go to prom. Like I knew something was going on.
Yeah.
And then I opened the door and the whole house was decorated with like rock and roll posters and daisies and candles and flowers, like the whole thing. Yeah. Cool lighting. Wow. And I had to follow these arrows.
Yeah, I put like arrows.
It was like, hi, babe. And then following the arrows throughout the house. And it was all decorated bohemian style. There was couches in there. We had furniture. And then I went to another room and he was in the room.
Yeah, and I was like, before she, like, I was hiding around the corner. So I was like, well, as soon as the door opened, like I hit play on the iPod, you know,
our song was
the iPod or the phone, whatever. Yeah. So because I had speakers like through the room, so that the music's got to be, it's clutch, right? It has to be like
set the tone.
Yeah. And I had like GoPros set up so I could catch her walking through the rooms. And then, you know, I pressed play and I knew I probably had about 20 seconds before she got to the room. And I was like, maybe I'll sit. Oh, I'm going to stand. No, I'm going to sit. Then I leaned on the bar, then I sat down again, and then I ended up standing.
As soon as I walked in, you like stood up.
My heart was like, you know. So.
And then he had a cute little chatty moment with me, and we had a little private moment.
Yeah.
Got on the knee, proposed.
I did the knee, the whole thing, which was a challenge in skinny jeans.
Yeah, tight jeans. And then he said, I have one more surprise, and he started howling. And then I heard howling throughout the house, and it was like friends and family all coming through. My grandma came in her scooter.
I had all our friends and family hiding in the house.
That's so, like, amazing.
When I like called out, I was like, woo! Like they all did it back, and then everyone just came in the room, and we got some really cute photos. Our family was there.
I was like, so I don't have to go to work? They're like, no. I'm like, we can party. They're like, yeah. I'm like, fun. And so there was like we had a little engagement party right there.
Yeah, a little hang in the construction site.
You had a pizza.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Some brick oven pizzas, and we just like vibed out, listened to music, and it
was great.
It was fun.
It was probably like it was better than the wedding because it was just so unexpected.
So fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Mark can create some moments. I'll never forget that speech you did at Derek and Haley's wedding.
Oh.
Where at the end they just rip off the shirts and that was so good, dude.
Yeah, that was fun.
Wait, corn?
Yeah.
Corn. It was corn.
Gosh, that was sick.
Yeah. No, it was fun. That was an interesting thing to write because it's, you know, nearly 30 years of friendship. So it took me a minute to start. Like I sat down many times to write it, and like I was just like, no, I'm not feeling it yet.
I think you're just putting pressure on yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm just like that in general with whether it's writing music or writing something to a loved one, if it's a letter or you know, creating a routine or something. Like I have to like feel it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it took me a minute, but it came like, I'd say like nearly 2 weeks before the wedding. And then once it started, it was just, you know, but 30 years of friendship, you know, you don't want to go too long. You don't want it to be too short. It was a lot, but it was fun.
I'd have to say it's been so fast. I mean, I grew up in Indiana playing football. I never crossed paths with people as creative as you two. And so getting to know you both has been so fascinating because your brain works totally different than anybody I grew up with or usually spend time around. But it's been really delightful. When you putting together a speech like that, I've done a couple times, and it's so like even the stories you curate. I'm sure there's a million stories outside of the one of you and Derek going to the Korn concert that you could have chosen, but the stories that you choose to curate like almost define your reflection on what that relationship means to you. The whole thing is a fascinating process because like there's a million memories you have. Which ones are top of mind and which ones do you want to have define the relationship?
And that was the thing, like getting it into paragraphs too. Like, you know, we went to endless amount of competitions together. We did everything together, went to school together, went to college together, you know, but I think the reason I chose that is because that was such a through line of our childhood. Like, you know, when we weren't competing or we weren't learning music or learning dancing or doing theater, like that was what we did for fun, right? Like we went to concerts. Like I remember we would we had like a shoebox with all our tickets in it. That was something that we did together. But when he first moved over from Utah, like he wasn't really into hard rock at the time. And, you know, once he got into it, like that's what we would do in our spare time. So
I cannot picture Derek going to a Korn concert.
Dude, back in the day, Derek painted his nails. He had like the long hair. Like,
Really?
oh yeah, I have photos that are just hilarious.
I still remember going to Ballas Huff band
Oh yeah,
The
concerts.
best band name
the
ever.
good old days. Yeah. No, we had fun.
Between the two of you, since you guys met, 2012 all the way till now, you guys have gone through a lot of massive changes with like your careers, with your branding. You went from like individual artists to now you guys do music together. How has that changed your relationship? Because working together, raising kids together, being married together, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's, you know, it sounds like a lot, but for us, it just kind of makes sense. I don't know. We've kind of just let fate guide us, and we're feelers. So we just kind of, it's not been like a planned thing, like, oh, we must work together and we should do.
No, yeah.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And right.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it works. You know, I know it's not for everybody. I know everyone has a different experience, right? But for us, like, we enjoy that time together. We enjoy creating together. We do have an interesting dynamic in the sense that, like, and I think just the way I was raised from doing, you know, a lot of music learning and then going to theater school and dancing on the, you know, as well. Like, I'm very good at like, oh, we're on, time to go. You know, whereas BC's a
I'm
feeler.
like, oh, time to go. Let me get ready real quick.
Yeah, BC's more of a feeler. Like, she's gotta feel it, which
yeah.
You know, I love that and I respect that. But when she's on, like, you know, it's time to go. So for us, it's really
a good balance.
Yeah, it's totally a good balance, and it works for us. But yeah, I think we've had so much time creating together and working together that I'm hoping that crosses over into the parenting side of things, you know, to see, you know, like, because again, you're working together on that, right?
Yeah.
To
raise
you guys will know better than us,
yeah.
you know, to raise a human being. So I'm excited for this chapter to see how that goes. You know, it's gonna be fun.
Without digging up bones, I want to ask him the question that we're not really allowed to ask anybody. We've learned the hard way, but like, what's your biggest point of contention between the two of you?
What do you mean? Like what?
What's yours?
I feel. What is ours?
Dogs is one.
Dogs or sleeping and babies.
Oh man, you
It's
guys
like-
are in for a treat.
It's like the argument that never gets resolved. It just gets pushed behind the door. Is there like the?
Like, you don't let dogs sleep in your bed? Is that what you mean?
Oh no, sorry. Our two topics
separate.
that cause the most arguments are usually they either relate to dogs, like how to take care of
Shawn
dogs.
treats dogs like royalty.
Yes.
I love dogs, but I treat them like dogs.
Yeah.
You know? I love.
I'm guilty of that too, though. Like I love the dog is the king in this house.
But you weren't like that before Hendrix, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
then the other topic that always causes arguments and we never really find middle ground is like sleep training kids. Like, what's enough? What's too much? What's like, where's the hard lines there?
Well, we're not there yet, so we'll take the tip.
The baby will cry and I'll be sleeping and she'll get mad at me that I didn't go up there. I was like, well, I was sleeping. I didn't hear her. She was like, you got to do better. And I was like, what do you mean by do better?
Do better.
How?
Post that you did when you're like, I'm gonna sleep on my husband's side of the bed.
Yes.
Just wait.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was good.
So I'm curious, do you guys have those like topics?
We must.
We must. Yeah. I mean,
I feel like one that comes up a lot is just probably what we already stated. Just me being like, Mark's just very good about, okay, let's make a list. We have a schedule. Let's do that. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then the next day, like, I'll forget. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little.
That's what we make lists and we have things to do.
And then I'll have a feeling of something else, and I'll be wanting to write a poem outside and go to the beach, or whatever.
Like, I'll give you an example, right? We work here at home. We built this home studio, so because we wanted to be able to create when the vibe hits, right?
Yeah.
Versus scheduling, like, you go to the studio,
you pay for time.
You're
not feeling creative,
and then you're not in the vibe, right? And then 4 hours go by, you're in the vibe, and you've got an hour left, or you've got 2 hours left,
right?
So So we're like, well, let's during the pandemic, we took it upon ourselves to learn the engineering side. We took courses on that so that we can push the buttons ourselves. If we got an idea at 3 a.m., it's an idea at 3 a.m., not on Monday when we have studio time, or we got a buddy doing us a favor to engineer, right? So like we'll be in the vibe and I'll be recording her vocals because I'll engineer BC and she'll engineer me, and we go back and forth. So whatever. So I remember this, like we were like in a vibe, and like she's like, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real quick. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I start editing. I'm like working away on there, and I get sucked into the editing wheel because once you like making music is, you know.
See, you got distracted too.
Yeah, but I was trying to do stuff that I wouldn't have to do later, you know. So, and then I'm like, it's been like 45 minutes. Like, what is she doing? Like, and then I go in the bedroom. She's just like in there folding her clothes, watching a show. I was like, yo, we're in the middle of, and she's like, oh, my bad. Yeah, for space. Sorry. I saw my closet and I was like, I have to handle this now. So like, that's something that we
call it spacey, call it ADD, call it what you want, but it's just the way my brain sometimes works.
Yeah.
Which makes him a little frustrated. Understandably, I would be frustrated with me too.
And then I understand I can frustrate her because I'm like, we got to hit the list, and I can be annoying.
Yeah.
That, you know.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Don't get me wrong, I love the holiday season. It's my favorite time of the year, but if I'm being honest, it can also bring added stress and some anxiety thinking of everything that needs to be done, travel plans, and for us, a new baby. I found that when life feels stressful, adding something positive to your life, like therapy, can really help counteract some of those feelings. Andrew and I genuinely have always looked forward to going to therapy for that exact reason. It helps you sort out what's going on in your life so you can work through it all when it feels overwhelming.
Therapy really can help you become the best version of yourself, whether you're going individually or as a couple. Whenever we've gone to therapy, we've always learned something new about each other and left feeling empowered.
I know the holiday season can seem like the busiest time of year, but it's really important to make time to work on yourself too. You'll never regret putting that time in. If you're looking for a therapist that's convenient, online, and flexible, BetterHelp is a great option. It's entirely online. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge, which is really cool.
Shawn and I just finished a little sprint of a lot of therapy.
Yep.
And I feel like we benefited greatly. So anyway, find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/EastFam today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/EastFam.
We'll also link it down below. Let's get back to it. Shawn always talks about your guys' time together as like that show is like family. So I want you each, what, Mark, did you learn about Shawn through your relationship that started 15 years ago? That could be unique insight for me as a husband and vice versa. Like, what do you know about Mark, given the intense working conditions that you both shared?
Well, I think, you know, that's such a layered question because we were both so young, you know what I mean? And like, I'd only been in America for a year and a half. Like I was still like finding my feet as a choreographer and as a teacher. And, you know, this was like, it was a all new experience for me. And then the same for Shawn, fresh out of the Olympics and then not being on that regiment. That's like, you know, I'm like the schedule you guys have and the workout routines and stuff like that is, you know, I can't even imagine. I you know, I know what ours is like. I can't speak for you, but so I think we just got along really well. We had a lot of fun. I will say she worked so hard, like really worked hard. She works hard. She's tough, and she's tough too, you know. So, and I think we bonded on that. But I think through our whole run of the season, like we knew when to get serious. We knew when to work hard. We knew when to like kind of you know, hit the gas. But we also had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs, and we tried not to take it too serious. And I think for both of us, we didn't think like, I know we weren't thinking that we were going to win at all. Like when we made the final, like you know, the talk was like, oh, congrats, you made the final, you know? And then I think we were stoked to be in the final. And then when when we did that last dance, like it all just, I remember that feeling, like it all coming together in that moment. Like, you feel it. I'm sure it's like when you nail a gymnastics routine and you hit that last pose, like you have a feeling like, oh yeah, I nailed that. And I'm sure when you're playing football too, it's like, because you do that really intricate hard passing. Like I'm sure when you're like, oh, I probably could have done that better, or I stuck that. And it was that feeling at the end of just like, wow, like it was just a whirlwind, and we just stayed in touch for so long. We've been friends a long time. I think we just became like family, and I got to go to Iowa. Like I'd never been to Iowa before. Like I remember that my first time over there, I can't remember where I was staying, but I remember like the highlight of my week other than rehearsing was like walking to Applebee's in the snow.
Walking to Applebee's.
Yeah, like
Yeah, for sure walking to Applebee's.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere.
There was nowhere to go.
Oh my God,
I
amazing.
remember being excited that Slipknot was from Des Moines, Iowa. That was the other thing I was excited about.
Wow.
But that season was it was so fun. Like it was a blast. It feels like a lifetime ago, but when I think of it now, like it was just a good time. I don't know. I can't speak for you, Shawn, but I think we had a good time. We had fun.
Oh, I had a blast.
Yeah.
I would say, yes, dancing was amazing. I would say the coolest thing now, watching you guys together, is really, really like sweet and sentimental because you are like a big brother. And I got to meet girlfriends over the years because we met in 2008.
Sure.
And to see you guys together starting in 2012.
12.
Yeah.
We met in 2012.
Yeah.
You probably met me in 2013 or like at the very tail end of 2012.
Yeah. But it was just seamless. It's like you're such a creative person, and to see how you work like in the business world and like with your family, and to see how people have kind of come in and out of your lives and just haven't worked. But then to see BC, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. And it was just really special. And I think the thing that I love about you guys is you are so creative and you're so supportive of each other. And to hear you guys talk about each other when you aren't around is like the cutest, sweetest, most amazing thing I've ever witnessed in my life. And it is. It's like a proud little sister. I'm like, okay, yeah.
That makes
Well,
sense.
the feeling is mutual. Like I remember the first time getting to hang with Andrew and like spending time with you guys, and like we come to Nashville a lot. We're always writing there, and we always try to make time to see you guys, or we end up staying with you guys.
Even if we don't stay with you, I'm like, can I shower?
I remember that one of the first trips when we came to see you guys, and we were playing some hilarious.
We were playing like guess
that got wild.
Guess the tune or whatever.
Yeah, beat Shazam. We were playing that.
Of course you remember because you're good at that.
I bought it.
2 athletes playing with 2 musicians is not fair.
Oh man.
You would hear like the first note.
I just remember leaving that trip, and I was like, man, that was so fun. Like,
Yeah.
I Andrew, I love you. We have such a good vibe. And Shawn, I love you.
Should we move to Nashville so we can do that a lot more?
I mean,
Don't tease.
We're
It's
still
been
waiting
3
for you to
years of
do this.
teasing.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
know.
You started it. It was your fault. We liked you guys. We liked hanging out. We're like, we need to move here so we can do this more.
You still need to.
Yeah.
we love coming out there and seeing you guys, and it's
Now our babies can grow up together.
I know.
And now we have babies. It's crazy. Our dogs got along, and now we'll see if our babies are going to have to get along.
Wait,
I have two hard-hitting questions that I really don't want to miss before our time is up. Yeah. Okay. To put you guys on the spot, now that we know your love story, what are you most nervous about and most excited about with baby? So let's start there.
Ooh,
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
you go first.
Most nervous about.
I'm most excited about. I think there's a lot of things to be nervous and excited about.
I think it's like there's lots to be nervous about. I'm trying to take an optimistic point of view on this whole like labor thing, but that's scary. I'm trying to do it without, meds and the whole thing. I'm trying to do natural. So I think it's just, I've never done this before. So it's just all new. And then once that happens, then we have to keep the baby alive. It's just like lots of unknowns, I suppose. But I'm also really excited about that. I've always wanted to be a mom. And I think like seeing this baby, like what sides of him and what sides of me and what we're going to see, what the baby's going to teach us,
Yeah.
what kind of personality. I don't know. The whole thing is just really cool.
Yeah, nervous about and excited about. Man, it's so layered. It's so hard to pick one. You know what I mean? It's just like I just want to be as present as possible and enjoy every moment of this. And again, collaborate, hear each other, keep the communication going, and I'm so curious. I'm excited to meet baby and see personalities and like, oh, that's your mom right there, or oh, that was so me. You know what I mean? Like, and just figuring it out together on how to navigate life and the world. And I definitely I don't know, like I definitely want to make sure that baby gets to like do some of the things that we used to do when we were kids and like be present and ride bikes and be outside. And do all that. All of it, man. Like I'm ready for all of it. We I'm
excited to see Hendrix become a big brother.
Sure. The dog. Yeah, we're all of it. Like I welcome all of it. We're excited to do this together. It's time. And yeah, we'll see. Like, ask me. I'll have a better answer for you like a year from now.
Okay. Second question is, you guys we're both saying you're excited to see their personality and what they kind of turn into. What do you hope this baby takes from both of you? Like, Mark, what traits do you hope this baby gets from BC? And BC, what do you hope they get from Mark?
I hope that baby gets BC's ability to just roll with it. That's something I sometimes struggle with. To just it depends on the situation. I'm good at rolling with it in certain situations, but like I think I had such a scheduled upbringing, so sometimes I can get in my own way with things like, oh, it's like making the list and it's got to be this way, right. And I admire and love what I love about BC most is that she just handles things as they come and she can just roll with it. She doesn't worry about something that's not even here, so I just really hope that
that'd be a waste of time.
Like I really hope baby can just like get her vibe on that, and not be late, of course. Wow. Get her vibe with that, and just be peaceful and just roll with it as it comes, not anticipate, not look back, not look forward, really stay present in the now and what's happening now. And that you're really good at that. So,
and I hope baby gets Mark's passion and loyalty probably the most.
Sweet.
Yeah, because he's the most passionate person I know, and the people that he loves the most, like he would die for. So loyalty too.
I can't believe I'm saying this now to other people, but Jet just rode his bike for the first time with no training.
Oh, we saw. Bro. That is amazing. Whoa.
That was a milestone that I was so excited about before we even started thinking about kids. Like, I can't wait till my kid rides a bike, and then it comes and it goes, and it goes by so fast.
Not usually at 2.
Yeah, not
usually. Yeah, that's a record.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it's like such a challenge to stay present and to keep that mindset, because you're also in a phase of life when you're having kids, like right in the thick of your career. Usually there's more opportunities there than probably any other time in your life, in responsibilities in some senses. But then there's also this moment that you'll never get back with kids, that it's like a tug of war with your time. So anyway, steward it well, bro, and savor every moment. I know you will.
Yeah. Who is it? Someone said the other day, the days are long, but the years are short, I think was the quote someone said to me the other day. And that just like hit really hard.
Like I could cry.
Yeah. Like already. That's just like
it's too fast.
And we talk about it all the time. Like just how, like we blinked, like, and our wedding feels like yesterday, but also so long ago. Or like when I don't know, just the older you get, time just moves. I remember being young and in my 20s, and my dad would say things like that to me, and I'd be like, okay. Yeah. And now I'm that guy that's like, it goes so fast,
So weird.
So yeah, you're right. Being present is something that we talk about constantly. It's something I really want to make a priority, because we don't know what the future holds. This could be our only child, or we might have more. We don't know, but you're right. Like,
start with this one.
I just want to be. I want to feel and be there for every second of this, and be there for each other as well.
Yeah.
How many songs have you guys written together?
How many songs have we written? Oh man, a lot.
A lot. How many have we released?
How many have we released? Yeah, like
30.
no more than that now, I think. But we actually just we just wrote one for baby that's coming out soon, and it's called So Small. I'll send you a private link. It's not out yet, but I feel like, I don't know, like you
comes out in a couple days.
Yeah. Dang. See, time. Well, I'll send you a private link because I'd love to know as parents, like if it hits you, how it hits us.
We should have played it for them on here and watched their reaction.
No, it won't sound as good to you. You gotta have the experience. But I want to send it to you guys, and you tell me, like, as a
wait, maybe film your reaction.
Oh yeah,
maybe we could start doing. We could use some content.
But for us as new parents, like it hits home for us. Like I listen to it and I get
he can't listen to it.
I get misty eyed, and she points and laughs.
And I film him laughing.
I'm excited. I still love Roses Are Red.
Oh, yeah. Y'all.
Another inside joke, man. We got a couple of those with these guys. Man.
And babies love that song. It's like a lullaby for babies.
Yeah.
So it's multifunctional.
There you go.
Okay.
That's how babies are made.
Okay.
That's why they love it.
That's why they love it.
Is that how this one was made?
No.
Are you uncomfortable yet?
Yeah, I am.
You could just name this baby after Gene.
Wait, go ahead, Andrew. What?
It's just giggles every time we hang. Always giggles.
Always giggles. I love it. Remember, what was that one time we came to stay with y'all and we played that card game that was hilarious?
Oh, yeah.
What was that game? The wolf?
Yeah, werewolf.
Werewolf. That was fun. And the code names. I love that game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a great game.
I love our game nights.
Yeah,
so
me too.
fun.
I miss those.
We love you guys. We love this little baby. We are so excited to meet them. By the way, I say them because people always think when I say them, they're like, are there twins? I'm like, no, I just don't never know what to call them. And I'm so excited we finally got you on the show. It's only taken us 3 years, guys?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes. We love you guys so much and we miss you.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get over to Nashville soon, or if you guys come visit. I don't know.
I hope you have the baby tonight.
Say again?
I said I hope you have the baby tonight.
Ooh.
It's possible.
Tonight. I'm like, what do I have to do tonight?
we are.
For those listening that want to hear Mark and BC's song called Rainbow, and also So Small.
Yeah.
We'll link it down below, and links to all their socials as well. But Alexander Gene is their band. It's amazing, and would highly recommend you checking it out. So, Mark, BC, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. We love y'all.